Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Superman fans, get ready. New leaked footage from the upcoming Superman movie has just surfaced, giving us fresh glimpses into what to expect. From intense action scenes to surprising character reveals, there's a bunch of exciting details coming to light. Alongside this, we've gathered everything we know so far about the film, including cast, plot hints, and how James Gunn is shaping the new DC universe with a fresh, exciting look. You know how Gunn tends to bring along a bunch of his favorite actors? Well, his brother Sean Gunn is playing Maxwell Lord, a businessman. Nathan Fillion has been cast as Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, and Alan Tudyk and Michael Rooker lend their voices to some robots in Superman's Fortress of Solitude. But there's one person from Gunn's circle who's got some serious DC connections and hadn't been officially tied to the new franchise yet. That's Michael Rosenbaum, who's famous for playing Lex Luthor on Smallville for 7 seasons, where he became a huge fan favorite. Interestingly, Rosenbaum is also good friends with Gunn. He even appeared as Martin X in Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Naturally, fans have been guessing that he might pop up in the new Superman film. When he showed up at Fan Expo Dallas recently, he talked about whether he'll have a bigger role in the DC universe and revealed that he did some voice work for the movie. During the interview, Rosenbaum explained that James Gunn asked him to do something fun, so he recorded a few lines. He didn't say exactly what, but it sounded like a small part. He seemed hopeful though, because Gunn is the head of DC now, so there's a chance he could slip Rosenbaum into a bigger role later. Rosenbaum also mentioned that the movie is coming out on his birthday, which he found pretty cool. He spoke about his friendship with Gunn, saying Gunn's very loyal and passionate about bringing the character of Superman to life in a meaningful way. Then, Rosenbaum's Smallville co-star Tom Welling chipped in, saying he's never seen anything go wrong when Michael's involved. According to Welling, anything with Rosenbaum just gets better, which adds a nice bit of encouragement about Rosenbaum's future in the DC universe. Looking at Rosenbaum's comments overall, it's clear he's open to more DC roles, even if nothing's officially in place yet. He said before that he's always up for a challenge and looks for roles that make him laugh or that he can really make an impact with. At this point in his career, he just wants to do stuff he loves. Plus, he's asked Gunn directly why he's not in the Superman movie, so it sounds like he's actively hoping to be involved in some way. So where might Rosenbaum fit in? The easiest guess is that he's one of the voices for the robots in the Fortress of Solitude, like Tudyk and Rooker. Another popular fan theory is that he could play Lionel Luthor, Lex Luthor's father. Rosenbaum has said he'd consider that if the role was offered, but the age difference between him and Nicholas Hoult, who's playing Lex, is only about 17 years, which makes the father-son idea a bit tricky unless it's shown in a flashback. Regardless of the role, Smallville fans are pretty excited about Rosenbaum's return to the DC world. It's a nice nod to the past, especially since the new Superman film seems to be aiming for a softer, more empathetic take on the character. James Gunn wants to bring back the classic feel of Superman, focusing on kindness and humanity instead of the darker, brooding versions from previous movies like Superman Returns or the DCEU films. Gunn has said that the movie is really about values like kindness and love, things that most people appreciate no matter what their beliefs are. He's also keen to highlight Clark Kent's roots as a Kansas farm boy, which shape his moral compass and make him the hero he is. In line with this, the actor playing Superman, David Corenswet, has been praised for bringing a friendly, altruistic vibe to the role. Gunn explained that Corenswet's Superman wears a brightly colored suit because he wants to be a symbol of hope and positivity. The suit is designed to make people feel safe and inspired, kind of like a professional wrestler's outfit, but with a warm message behind it. There's a new promo video that really drives home this idea of Superman as a hero for everyone, especially kids. While some fans loved the darker takes on Superman in the past, this new approach feels much more welcoming and family-friendly. Even though Corenswet was mostly out of character in the video, his playful attitude with child actors suggests he really connects with the spirit of Clark Kent. One surprising thing, though, is how much the trailer shows Superman getting hurt. In almost every trailer, we see David Cornswit's Superman bleeding, being imprisoned, or fighting tough battles. The first teaser even opens with him injured in the snow, which was a bold move for the start of a new DC franchise. It made a lot of fans curious, and maybe a bit concerned, about why Superman is shown as vulnerable so often. The trailers hint at some serious threats the hero will face. Lex Luthor is clearly the main villain, and he's backed up by some other dangerous characters like the Engineer, who uses nanotechnology to attack enemies. Luthor also seems to have a hand in keeping Superman weak with kryptonite, which ups the stakes intellectually and physically for the hero. Besides Luthor, there's also Metamorpho, who looks like he can morph his hand into kryptonite to fight Superman. And then there are even bigger threats hinted at, like a sun-like creature that might be Solaris, which Superman will have to help Guy Gardner fight. There's also a mysterious character named Ultraman, whose identity is being kept under wraps, but is suspected to be an alternate universe Superman or maybe a clone. Plus, the Hammer of Boravia, a Kryptonian-powered villain, has started fan theory swirling. Despite all these challenges, there's worry among fans that Superman might be shown as weak on purpose, possibly because the story might lead to his death. That's a big deal because the death of Superman is one of DC's most famous comic events, and it's already been adapted twice in live action over the last 8 years. Henry Cavill's Superman died in Batman vs. Superman, and Tyler Hoechlin's Clark Kent died in the Superman and Lois TV show. People really don't want to see Cornswit's Superman die early on, especially since the DC Universe is counting on him to be a strong anchor character. Killing off Superman too soon could hurt the franchise's chances, especially after the DCEU's mixed results with the character. Back then, Superman's death in Batman vs. Superman was mostly undone in Justice League, which ended up feeling less impactful. Fans don't want to see that pattern repeat, especially not in the first movie of the new universe. It seems like the movie trailers are showing Superman getting hurt a lot to emphasize that he's still early in his journey. He's human in a way, facing obstacles and learning to be a hero. Hopefully, that means the story will focus on his growth rather than an early death. As for the cast, here's a quick rundown. David Cornswit is playing Clark Kent Superman. Rachel Brosnahan is Lois Lane. Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor. Skylar Gisondo is Jimmy Olsen. Terrence Rosemore is Otis. Sarah Sampaio is Eve Teschmacher. Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. Eddie Cathagee is Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific. Isabella Merced is Hawkgirl. Anthony Kerrigan is Rex Mason, Metamorpho, and Maria Gabriela Di Faria is Angela Spica, the Engineer. Overall, the new Superman movie looks to be packed with action and high stakes, but also aims to bring the heart and optimism back to the character. James Gunn's approach focuses on making Superman relatable and hopeful, steering away from the darker, more brooding portrayals of the past. Even though the trailers hint at a lot of physical danger for the Man of Steel, the hope is that this film will mark a fresh start for Superman, one where his kindness and humanity shine through as much as his powers. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.